Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders, pushing the truth, peace of the elect worldwide. Our kingdom is at hand, Shalom. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Alright, now we see the nuclear Holocaust is at hand. We see the famine is at hand. We see the Israelites waking up, the Great Awakening happening. And we see the scoffers. We see the 2/3 being blinded by the Lord. You see, we see all these things happening. See, we see the earthquakes increasing, uproars of the people, and that the last prophecy that you cannot repent from is going to be that Charagma. Now that Charagma is something that these people portraying as being something spiritual. You see, it's being something spiritual in totality, because the Charagma is spiritual. Only those written in the book of life. Let's get that in Daniel. Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. Well, I'm gonna get verse 1. It says, that time, and at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of your people. And there shall be a time of trouble, since as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time your people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. So the only people that's going to be delivered and that's going to receive that repentance or that forgiveness is going to be those written in the book. Let's get another precept on that. Revelation, I think in chapter 22. Let's see here. No, I might be thinking of 20. Okay. Verse 12. It says, I saw the dead. This is Revelation 20 and 12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open. And another book was open, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death, verse 14, and death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. See, that lake of fire is going to be that nuclear missile. See, the lake of fire is not somebody under the ground being burnt and tormented and all this kind of stuff by some imaginary devil. See, the lake of fire, let's break down that lake of fire, because those are the people that's going that's not written in the book, they're gonna receive that lake of fire. And look at what the lake of fire is gonna do, because verse 9 tells you what that lake of fire is. It's this Revelation 20 and 9. It says, and they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from God out of heaven and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them were cast into the lake of fire. So that lake of fire came down from the sky. That lake of fire was created by the nuclear missile. See, that lake of fire is that nuclear holocaust that's been prophesied for thousands of years. And so those individuals that is not written in the book of life, they gonna not repent, and they gonna take that Charagma. Now let's go to 14, because 14 tells you what's gonna happen to the people that take that Charagma. Now 14 tells you how this nuclear holocaust is coming and what is it all about. 14 and 9. No, 14 and 8. It says, and there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without measure into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire. See, that fire is going to be those nuclear missiles coming down. See, Russia going to shoot off their nuclear missiles, and they going to land in America. And that's those who not written in the book of life, but it's going to say that. Let's see here. This is what that lake of fire was all about. Because them individuals, they didn't heed the warning, or they wasn't written in the book of life. It wasn't them not heeding the warning, because the 2/3 is being blinded. See, they've been put a spirit of slumber is been putting on them, so their eyes can't see and their ears can't hear. They seeing it and they hearing it, but they can't see it to proceed. They can't see it to understand, because it say the wicked shall not understand. What's that? Daniel 12 and 10. But look at what it say here in verse 10 again. It says, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. See, that Lamb is Yahushua, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. This is how they're going to be tormented, not under the ground, but the holy angels going to be on the scene. Yahushua going to be on the scene. They're not going to be under the ground with the devil. See, the devil going to be tormented, but that's not nobody, not no angel. See, the holy angels is separate from the devil. The holy angels is not a devil. There's no devil called, there's no angel called the devil. See, there's no angel called Satan. That just say it don't exist. He say, and verse 11 is Revelation 14:11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever, and they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. See, that mark is going to be that Charagma. And that Charagma is going to be this new slave system that they create. See, where you got to get their permission and they're okay to buy something to eat. Because the pale horse, let's get that real quick. The pale horse tells you what this beast is gonna do. Now, mind you, I don't any music that's coming in the background, I do not own the copyrights to this music. Cause there's gonna be cars coming up. I do not own the copyright to none of this music. Now, the pale horse in Revelation 6 and 8 is one of the beasts. Now it says those who worship the beast. So these individuals that's gonna comply and consent with this beast when he give them an ultimatum, you got to do this in order to get this. But look what kind of beast, how the beast gonna present it. See, how is he gonna get these individuals to accept this mark and to worship him and to honor him and to be deceived by him? Look at what it says in verse 8 of Revelation 6. He's saying, I look, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword. See, that's the first thing they're gonna be threatening. If you don't receive, if you don't comply, if you don't consent to what we pushing, we can put you to death. Okay, he say to kill with the sword and with hunger. See, hunger is gonna be what that buying and selling is all about. See, that buying and selling is gonna be, can you go in their store and buy and sell? When they rationing out the food, when they running out of food, who is gonna be able to go in these stores and buy? You see, that's how that pale horse, that's how that beast. See, the image of the beast is the pale horse. They the same thing. The red horse is the same thing. The only different horse is that white horse that Yahushua is riding on in Revelation 6 and 2. But them other two beasts, they are pretty much who is going to be presenting this mark, this ultimatum. You either going to comply with us, or you going to be put to death. You going to comply with us, or you're not going to eat. See, you're not going to buy and sell anything so you can eat something. We going to starve you out. Let me read it from the middle. It say, this is Revelation 6 and 8. And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword and with hunger and with death and with the beasts of the field. Okay. So this is what's going on. And the prophet's supposed to come out and tell the people. See, if you receive this mark, if you comply with this kingdom, you see, and you comply with the world. What James said, if you're a friend of the world, you're an enemy of God. What 1 John 2 and 15. Thou shalt not love the world. For if you love the world, you have no love of the Father. Let me get that real quick. I just butchered the scripture. 1 John 5 and 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. See, those things that's in the world they gonna hold them like you holding somebody for ransom. See, they gonna hold the food for ransom. See, you got to pay a price to get this food, and that price gonna be that charagma. It says, if any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh. See, that lust of the flesh is when you trying to eat something. When you trying to put that food in your mouth, see, that's when you loving this world so much, you not understanding the spirit. You not understanding what's in the scriptures. You not listening to the instruction. See, they gonna have so much love for their flesh to satisfy their flesh. They gonna receive that charagma. He say, and for the lust of the eyes. See, they eyes gonna be lusting after the things that they want and they desire. And they gonna see people receiving food. They gonna see people taking the charagma and eating good. And they gonna say, well, they taking the charagma, let me take it. They taking the this mark, let me take it. See, that's another way they're gonna be deceived. He said, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but of the world. Verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abide forever. See, those doing the will, those rejecting that mark, rejecting that charagma, rejecting the beast, the pale horse. See, and that pale go back to skin, pale skin, because there's no horse that's pale. You can't find a horse that's pale. They're either white or black, brown. They're not pale. Only human skin can get pale, but you cannot see the blood flowing through the. You cannot see the blood. You can see the blood, or that's real complicated, because really you can see on a normal basis, you can see the blood, but when they go pale, you can't see it. And see, they never really call people with pigment pale unless they dead. But that's a whole nother situation. Now let's get the prophets, because see, these people they in love with the beast, and that beast just goes for the kingdom, the country, the government. See, the powers that be, they so in love with the powers that be that they gonna receive the charagma. They gonna consent to what they pushing. See, they not gonna understand this is what they should be against. But let's get there. Jeremiah 28:8, and this is what the prophet, the mouth of the Lord, this is what he tell them to come warn the people. But they gonna scoff at the prophets. But this is what they gonna come and tell them. Jeremiah 28:8, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdom, of war and of evil and of pestilence. See, the prophets, they prophesied against the countries. They prophesied against great kingdoms. See, these people is praying for kingdom. They praying for the country. See, they don't understand the scriptures. He never told nobody to pray for these darn countries. The prophets is supposed to prophesy against them, telling them that Yahushua is coming to render judgment. Let's get that. Revelation chapter 19, verse 11. Because we talking about those beasts. See, they not gonna worship the beast that's on the white horse, they're not going to worship that beast. They're going to worship the red horse and the pale horse. See, those are the powers, because horse stands for power. These are the powers they're going to worship. See, they're not going to worship the white horse, but let's see what the white horse coming to do. Verse 11, Revelation 19 and 11. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he doeth judge and make war. See, when Yahweh come on the scene, he making war. See, let's get the scriptures. Let's see what he gonna do when he come on the scene. Is he gonna come and be Mr. Nice Guy? Is he gonna come and give out hugs and tell everybody he love them? If he gonna come and quote John 3:16, for God so loved the world. See, is he gonna come and do that? Because that's what so-called these false prophets is doing. They saying he is all about love. God is love all the time. He's good to you all the time. But let's see what he gonna do when he comes. Let's see what he say he gonna do when he comes, not what they say. Because he coming to judge and make war according to Revelation. Let's see if Revelation is according to prophecy. Because Revelation 19 and 10 say the testimony of Yahushua is the spirit of prophecy. Look at Isaiah 66 and 15. Let's see what he coming to do. For behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with the flames of fire. Verse 16, for by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. See, he's not coming to make a major quote, so God so loved the world. See, that's not going to happen. He's coming with fire. And he's coming to slay a lot of people. That's what slaying means. He's coming to slay a lot of people, to kill a lot of people. It's going to be a righteous judgment. That's why 1911, Revelation 19:11, he say, I'm coming to judge and make war. See, that's what the prophets is supposed to be telling these kingdoms. And let's see the main kingdom that he's telling. Let's see who this kingdom is. First, we're going to go back to Jeremiah. We're going up. Jeremiah 51 and 25. Now he say, behold, this Jeremiah 51:25. Behold, I am against you, O destroying mountain. See, that mountain is when he told his disciples, if thou have but a mustard seed worth of, if your faith is small as a mustard seed, you can move this mountain. Now, he wasn't talking about a literal mountain, because those people don't understand the scriptures who is teaching that. It was always a mountain that was prophesied against. And the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets. So he said in Jeremiah 51 and 25, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain, says the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. See, what country, because this is who the prophet is prophesying against, what country is destroying all the earth? What nation is destroying all the earth? See, with evil and with pestilence and with war. What mountain, what kingdom What country? You see? This is who the prophet is supposed to be prophesying. He said, and I will stretch out my hand against you and roll thee down from the rocks and will make thee a burnt mountain. You see, that's why he say that fire is going to come down from God out of heaven and burn his enemy. That's why he say he's coming with fire to render his anger with flames of fire, because he's going to burn that kingdom that's ruling over his people, that's destroying all the earth. Now, who is this mountain? See, it's specifics. It's specifics in the Bible. Let's get Ezekiel 35. Ezekiel 35, and let's start at verse 2. Let's see who this mountain is. We're going to get deep into it. It says, this is Ezekiel 35 and 2. Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seer and prophesy against it. You see, that's what Jeremiah said in 28 and 8. Prophesy against great countries and great kingdoms. This is the kingdom of Mount Seer. Who is Mount Seer? That's the question. Who is Mount Seer? Genesis 36. Genesis 36. Let's see who Mount Seer is. It says, thus dwell Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. That's Genesis 36 and 6. It says Esau is Edom, verse 9, and these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites in Mount Seir. See, this is who the prophets was prophesying against. That's that mountain, that's that kingdom that was destroying the earth. Mount Seir, Mountain Seir. That's the mountain that he said he's going to make a burnt mountain. Let's get it in Isaiah 34. See, Isaiah 34 and Isaiah 63 is about the second coming. It's not about the first coming. First, we're going to get 34. And we're going to get straight to the point. 34 and 5, he said, my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea. See, a sword can go up. If you got a literal sword, you can go up with the sword. You can slice, you can come sideways with the sword. Why did the sword got to come down? Because that sword stands for a weapon. See, that sword stands for any kind of instrument of war, any kind of instrument of death. See, that sword is those nuclear missiles that's coming for America. See, that's what that sword is. And let's go into it. We're going to get, let's see here. We got both of the names. Yeah, the next verse. Because remember, he said he's coming to judge and make war. So he say, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven, behold, it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment. See that Mount Seir. Verse 6. Say the sword of the Lord is filled with blood and is made fat with fatness and with the blood of lambs and goats and with fat of the kidneys of rams, for the Lord have a sacrifice in Bozrah. See that Bozrah stands for this great kingdom, America. This great kingdom of this empire that's ran out of America, because Basra was the capital city of Mount Seir, was the capital city of Edom, was the capital city of the Edomites. This was their capital city, and their kingdom is being ruled and reigned from Basra, from America. Real quick, let's get that in Revelation. Revelation chapter 17, verse 18. Now it's talking about this great city. Let's see who this great city. What is this great city doing? What is this great country doing? Like, that's what Jeremiah 28 and 8 said. It says that this Revelation 17 and 18, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. You see, America reign over the kings of the earth. America has 800 military bases out of the 840 something. See, they almost have 100% of the military bases on earth. See, they are the reigning, I would say, great city. They are the capital. They are the head of the kingdom. See, if you have a state, the capital of that state is running that whole state. You see, take the state of Florida. Tallahassee is running the whole state. They have the state house where they do all of the laws of the state, where they keep all of the paperwork, the constitution of the state, where the state officials work and run the state. That's what America represents. That's what that great city represents. They reign, they rule and control the rest of the kingdom. So let's go back to Isaiah 34. Isaiah 34 and 6. It says, for the Lord